matchup draft for Week 5. Any matchup that tickles your fancy, Chris, you are up.
I'll go to the matchup that's going to happen here in New York this weekend. McDaniel versus Saleh, right?
Ooh,
Mike McDaniel, right? Robert Saleh, they're both on that 49er staff together. Just the chess match there is interesting. Certainly. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things. Sauce Gardner, how's he going to handle Tyreek Hill and all that? Are they, going to be on each other's tricks and what they do? So I look at that matchup to be pretty fun, let alone, it's Zach Wilson's second start of the year and Teddy's starting out. But that's an under-the-radar kind of good game at 1 p.m. for me.
That's a great one because they know each other from their time together
right.
in San Francisco, and that chess match that always goes on, maybe even more impactful in this one. I have to go to Foxborough. They're breaking out the Pat Patriots. But more importantly, Matt Patricia, who calls the plays on offense, is going to see the team that fired him roll in. And look, you got a lot of 2-2 or better teams in the NFL right now. Well, there's 2 1-3 teams getting together this weekend in New England. Both the Patriots and the Lions, desperate to get their second win. And Matt Patricia, surely anxious to stick it to the Lions, who gave up on him a little prematurely. So I want to see, if we're ever going to see a great performance from Patricia as a play caller, it's going to be in this one.
Yeah, I hear you there. There's definitely a little motivation to stick it to your old team there. And, of course, with them being desperate and, I don't know, Mac Jones and what the status is there, I'm sure it's very iffy whether he can play. I haven't heard much about Hoyer. So, yeah, I mean, man, we're sitting here going Detroit 1-3, a little more dangerous than maybe we all expected, and the Patriots in danger of going 1-4. Like, never would have thought that. So, yeah, there's some added incentive along with that Patricia thing you're talking about. All right, the next one I'm going to go with is the Rams O-line versus the Cowboys D-line. The Cowboys, it's one of the best pass rushers in football. The Rams pass protection, it's one of the worst in football. Let alone it's really one of the worst offenses in football right now. And it's not like, just because this happened or that happened. It's really not that good. They are physically getting dominated, and they don't have a lot of answers right now. I'm interested to see what McVay and company can do to kind of slow down the roll of the Cowboys defense on that side of the ball, and if they can protect Stafford well enough to where he can make a few plays or at least attempt a few passes to get the ball down the field.
I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield against that 49ers defense because Mayfield, who made that $4.5 million bet on himself, and we always love it when guys bet on themselves because it's not our money that is being put at risk. Here comes one of the best, if not the best defenses in football, as Mayfield, who's at home, who was getting booed at home and has already started into the I don't care if they boo, and we know that he does. This could be one of those days where he just gets splattered. I mean, if he's ever going to find a way to justify his giving up the money and the Panthers trading for him and sticking with Matt Rule and whatever the Panthers are trying to work through, they're 1-3 on their way to 1-4 if Mayfield can't solve that defense, Chris. And I don't think he can.
I would be shocked. I mean, again, Carolina is one of those where right now, I mean, it's a flip of the coin if you took the defense off the field, whether they can go down and score a touchdown. So, yeah, against this crew here, they got their work cut out for them, and they got to figure something out.
Matchup draft, round 3 for Week 5. Chris, who do you have?
I'm going to go down to New Orleans. We talked about that game, Seattle with their, kind of playing better than we expect. Geno's cooking, right, throwing the ball around a lot. The Saints, their offense stinks. They're going to have to rely on their defense to be really good. Marshawn Lattimore versus DK Metcalf. You mentioned during the break, we saw Lattimore follow Justin Jefferson around for a good part of the football game last weekend. And, again, to me, that's got to stop. I don't think and again, we'll see. Maybe Marshawn Lattimore can handle a DK Metcalf, but I put guys in like Tyreek, right? Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel. Like the best corners in football can't cover that man-to-man on an island. You got to double team those guys and put your best corner on the second receiver. That's the way to go, but the Saints don't seem to do that. And I'll be interested to see if, DK can take advantage of Marshawn Lattimore, who has success against bigger wide receivers more times than not.
That's why Mike Evans periodically loses a gasket with Marshawn Lattimore, because Lattimore can shut him down. Okay, my second-round pick dealt with a struggling quarterback against a great defense. How about a struggling quarterback against a bad defense? Minnesota. I've seen this movie enough times to think the Bears have a chance to go steal one from the Vikings. After flying back from London, after having that double doink, rabbit out of their butt win that they should have lost to the Saints, and they should have lost to the Lions. They should be 1-3, frankly. This is a chance for Justin Fields, whose passer rating is 58.7. That's a bad passer rating, even then in the days when, the passer ratings weren't inflated by all these high-end offenses and great quarterbacks. 58.7 sucks as a passer rating. He's horrible. Barely completing 50% of his passes. If he's ever going to have a good game, it's in these conditions, indoors against a bad defense, Chris. I want to see what Justin Fields can do, because if he can't get it done against the Vikings on Sunday and in the Dome, maybe they do need to start thinking about other plans at quarterback in Chicago.
Be interesting. I mean, I think the Chicago fans are certainly watching closely. I was on, a little thing out there with NBC Sports Chicago last week, and that's all they could ask about. I think they're concerned. How could they not be? Some of the things we talked about in the draft evaluation process are starting to rear its ugly head a little bit.
He's got no help, though. I mean, that's the problem with first-round quarterbs. Yeah. They get drafted into a bad situation.
Right.
They get 3 years, and then they wash out, and they never get another chance again.
It's a tough spot. There's no doubt about it. But the thing that's concerning to me is not throwing the ball all that well, even when people are open, right? Not being consistent with good decisions. And the thing that scares me more than anything, Mike, is they don't even seem like they want to call pass plays. Like they're scared of what he might do. And when I read between, the tea leaves and that kind of stuff, that usually tells me they don't trust the quarterback. So that's where I'm a little scared and interested to see it this weekend against the Vikings.
All the more reason not to trade up and draft a franchise quarterback when your GM and your coach are on the hot seat, because then you change the regime and the new guys are going to want their own guy. That's how it goes time and time again. We are out of time. Thanks for joining us. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.